Roll dice, be nice, and stay tuned. This is the Live to Die podcast.
Welcome back to episode 101 of
Thanks.
the Live to Die podcast.
Oh.
Look at all those
Hi.
Dalmatians.
God damn it.
Hey!
Look at all
Yeah.
those chickens.
Chicken attack.
No. Matt, Perry, you still, oh my God. The fact that you sent that to us, it's a curse. It's a curse. Did you guys get the chicken video from Matt?
I
know Jason has.
To have, but
It's-
I
Chicken-
You never
I've
had chicken
seen it.
attack? Oh, Jason's
I've seen
nodding.
it.
He
I
has.
just,
Our producer's nodding,
like
yes.
subliminal
yes.
messaging.
Yeah.
Jason
Yeah,
doing his
it's
best to
awful.
construct a
It's
psychic
awful.
defense.
You just can't give it energy.
It has all my energy. The second I hear it, I'm like, well,
It's
you
like I
own my
watched it
mind
and I
now.
was just like, ugh.
I'm going to make
Matt
this.
sent that to me at
Yeah.
like 2 a.m.
Someone
and I
needs
was
to
like,
send
are
this
you
to me.
drunk? Like,
I love that we've talked about this 2 a.m. chicken attack dropping
yeah,
on people a lot.
more than once.
It's come back up for me in a different. This is gonna be extremely niche. So I'm gonna keep it really succinct. I've been playing Standard in Magic, which is somehow nerdier than running a Pathfinder
It is.
podcast.
This.
By a lot.
But as we're recording this is the formal release weekend for Tarkir Dragonstorm, which includes a card called Mardu Siegebreaker, which is a dude on the back of a giant attack chicken. And me and this guy who I met, the very first pre-release I went to, he was super nice and helped me. And he qualified for the regional championship out here this year. So he's trying to get in. He's great. Super nerd. But I'm like, I think there's a deck here with Siegebreaker. He's like, okay, so I've got a list I think I'm going to bring to the RC. And I've named my version of the deck Chicken Attack. And so now whenever I sit down on Arena to test the deck out, all I can think is fucking Chicken Attack. But we need to change the subject because this isn't a Magic the Gathering podcast.
Glockbach.
God
Mm.
damn, you son of a bitch. That's really good.
Racking them up.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to foul up the other characters?
Yeah, we're stopping
Players.
there.
Waco Mammoth National Monument. Yeah, we're going to burn down a church.
What?
Is there a thought process there, or is that just a declaration, Trent? Oh, okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to do for this, the background is, my initial thought for this on episode 100 is like, I want to do a Suicide Squad. And I want Lucky to be the one pulling everyone's strings. So I texted Jared and I was like, hey, what do you think if I did a Suicide Squad, but Lucky's, what's the character in DC Suicide Squad? What's her name?
I don't
Queen?
watch movies.
No, the woman who's the government
don't
woman
watch
who's
movies?
always
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
I can tell you in a minute, but keep going.
Yeah. And so Jared's like, no, Lucky would 100% do that. And so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
asked you all to make characters for a Suicide Squad thing, give him something that could be blackmailed. Almost every single one of you independently asked, so is this going to be like a forced TPK? And so like, I'm going to let it play out. I'm not going to force a TPK. And all of you were like, challenge accepted. We'll make a TPK happen.
Lauren's like, I'll create a character that's actually going to burn everyone alive.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I got you.
Did you find the name?
Yeah, Amanda Waller.
Waller. That's it.
Yeah, Weller.
Yeah, so I was like, I kind of want Lucky to be the Waller of this situation because she's a super interesting character. And we've always talked about how Lucky is sort of evil. And Jared has consistently been one of my favorite examples of how you play an evil character.
Capitalist.
You say that all the time, and I'm always like, Lucky's evil? Like,
Yeah.
what?
Well, I
Where
mean,
did
that's
that
what makes
come
it
from?
so
This is all
good.
coming to fruition.
It's very scary.
It's actually, I think it's not so much Lucky, is that Lucky is Jared's internal monologue come manifest.
That's true.
Yeah. And look how red his face got. He's so
No,
excited.
that's
I know.
to
mostly
play
just
it.
because of the
Yes.
alcohol.
Full of
That's-
glaze.
Yeah.
We're on our
That's the
third round of
booze.
champagne for the
we
record.
are drunk.
Sauced.
No.
Sauced. No,
Chicken.
Trent's tolerance is much higher than this.
The problem with Trent's like a fucking sleeper drunk.
Trent is a tiny man, okay? And he is a tank.
But Trent, you will only ever realize Trent was drunk in retrospect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll mask it so fucking well up until you don't. But there's a big window there in which you are drunk and none of us know.
Don't think I've been masking it so far.
That's true. He always actually does that accent every time he gets a little drunk.
That's true.
But with it being the Suicide Squad thing, there is a chance that characters will die. And one of the things that I love in actual play podcasts, which I know isn't every fan's thing, but one of my favorite things in an actual play is hearing people's characters. it's part of the reason that, and this is a throwback to some stuff we've talked about on mostly Patreon episodes, part of the reason that why I have enjoyed more of Dungeon Crawler Carl than I thought I would, because it walks just the right balance of like talking about an interesting game mechanic without it just being like that person you meet at a bar who's also into D&D who then just keeps talking about their campaign too much.
Me.
That's not true. But what I wanted to do, by the way, book 6, still enjoying Carl. And what I wanted to do is ask each of you to talk about the mechanics of your character. So we've met the people that your characters are, but if you have things like the example I gave before the recording is like, if you want to keep parts of your character secret, be like, I'm playing a cleric, who my cleric is worshiping is a secret, or things like that. Keep whatever you want to yourselves, but because we may not get to know any of these characters before they, spoiler alerts for James Gunn's Suicide Squad, before like, they get the javelineered or whatever the fuck that guy's name was, like, I want you to get to share the work you've done on building characters, because some of you spent some real time on this with our audience. So let's go around. Who are you piloting?
Who are you wearing?
Yeah, true in a creepy way.
Kind of true in Ryan's case. Who are you wearing?
Who am I wearing? So I'm playing Friedrich / Freddy. I was trying to get Freddy to be revealed. I didn't realize James was going to cut it off. I was just about to do it. And then it was like, oh, see you next week. So when this happens, this was going to happen. This isn't something because I was bad at a Kiwi accent. Being bad at the Kiwi accent was only part of the plan. So I am piloting... You just want the class and everything?
Whatever you want to share.
Yeah,
you can keep back any reveals you want.
No, I'm playing a kineticist.
Ooh.
I'll let the type of kineticist be a surprise. But my character creation process is chaotic at best. I am one of the people that wants to know what everybody else is playing. I was bugging Lauren like 2.5 weeks ago. You will tell me what you're playing, and she's like, I don't know. So I want to know what everybody's playing.
You can play that. And I was like, shut up. I don't know.
Yeah. So, and I was like, I'll just leave her alone. And then, if, because the stereotypical roles, the healer, the damage dealer, the tank, and the support, so on and so forth, I like to play what whoever else is not playing. That's what's fun for me.
Sounds like a healer to me.
Yeah. And so, yeah. So, spoilers, Trent.
No, I just mean that's
typically, yeah.
That's what a healer does.
Yeah. So I thought I was going to play a Megas, and then I thought I was going to play a fighter, and then I thought I was going to always do like a dabble with some healing. And I didn't want to build a level 6 Megas because I didn't want to learn how to play it.
Fair.
Starting at level 6.
Smart.
And I know you guys all did level 15 and something. And so then when I got to the kineticist, it's like you can build almost anything out of it, but it's actually really, really simple once you realize what it does. And then I was like, oh, this is so easy. And so then, I just put this together. And when James is like, hey, you need to have something to be blackmailed for, I chose murder because it's super fun and totally acceptable in certain instances.
Really fun.
Right? No, everybody's, we've been talking about this for a couple of podcast recording days, but, and so the reason of the murder I'll keep secret, and who was murdered I'll keep secret, and all that stuff for fun later.
We continued our free archetype. What is your archetype?
Medic.
Medic. Okay. Fucking really strong utility one.
Yeah. Yeah. It works well with this flavor of kineticist as well. Kineticist is a weird class because it doesn't have spells.
Give me 1 second. The real quick,
So a kineticist doesn't have spells. It also doesn't have strikes. It has something called impulses. And then they have overflow spells. It's very kind of like, I don't know why I'm pointing at Jane, but it's like the
impulses.
What's the swashbuckler where you you gain panache and then you spend it.
Sure.
So the kineticist works similarly. And so once I kind of wrap my head around that, like I really like that. And then because it doesn't have strikes or spells, like a lot of archetypes just flat out don't really do anything for it at all. It's like, so... but the medic in this case worked really, really well. I've always liked a kind of skirmishing, kind of running around the battlefield class. And I'll just leave it at that, if that's enough.
Yeah, plenty.
Cool.
Who wants to go next? What are you playing?
Trent is pointing at me.
You do it.
So I'm playing, no secret now, Zara Vex, older sister of Ariadne Vex.
What?
Because they come from the same family, it was a really easy cop-out to just be like, I'm going to make basically the same character.
I don't know what you're talking about. We've never done that before.
So she is a Nephilim rogue avenger. So
are you the angel side of the Nephilim?
Yes. So a little bit of lore about Ari's family is that her possibly dubious mother kind of intentionally has like bred her daughters to be these like juiced up warriors. So yeah, and they all kind of have like different backgrounds from that sort of thing. But yeah, she is also an outlaw for her free archetype.
That's her background?
Or her background. Yeah. Right. I don't know. James made this character. Who am I kidding?
That's not true. You made the character.
Here's the thing. And I've talked about this before. I also I would say that my like weakness in this game is the character building. I feel like I don't like the rules that much. And B, I'm like, I don't know. I always just feel like I don't actually have a lot of experience playing role-playing games. And really the first time that I played a role-playing game in like seriousness was the first season of the podcast.
That's not, you played a Starfinder game for like a year.
Yeah, but it was like a lot more casual. I don't know. Like
The tension is back and I love it.
Shut up, James. Oh my God.
Jason's still here. We need you back in.
You're not getting rid of me that easy.
But you, like you just talked about last episode, doing more fiction writing. And
Yeah.
like creating characters is a major component of that.
Yeah.
So you are good at
Yes.
creating characters.
Well, yeah, so I think that's kind of why I went with Zara as well, is because I feel like the standalone, like I would say MVP of character creation at this table and in the people I know is definitely Lauren. Lauren always has like, for sure, super interesting, fun characters. And I feel like I'm not that good at like coming up with something in like a standalone way for that. But what I really like about these games is like the narrative and the kind of fiction element. Something that I struggle with in these games and when I've listened to other podcasts is like, when a character dies and then they're like, oh, conveniently, another hero of this same caliber just rolled up out of nowhere.
you shut your mouth. I feel like this is an assault on me right now.
Well, no, but I mean, one thing that's great about Arthur is that there was a little bit of like a logical connection for like why he showed up and why he came in Biff's place,
Sure,
stuff like
100%.
that. Which is what I like. So I kind of liked the idea of like, while this is sort of a standalone thing, going with somebody that is relevant because my character for Kingmaker will always be Ari. And like, I feel like anything that I am involved with in a tertiary way, like I want to kind of be connected to her and her overall story and stuff like that. Cause I'm just kind of like more of a narrative person than I am directly like a mechanics and game person. Which is why this is great. It's got a little something for everyone. But yeah, so Zara, older sister of Ari, not a teenage alcoholic, and maybe a little bit more murdery than
What
Ari
class?
was.
Oh, yeah.
She is a rogue Avenger.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is pretty cool. I feel like it brings in a little bit, and this, I don't know, might be relevant to Zara, a little bit of like an assassin background, and some stuff like that too, which is cool.
Yeah, for those, Avenger is a new rogue rack that they put in War of the Immortals, I think, which is sort of a success. It's sort of a 2E take on 1E's Slayer.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, which was sort of like anyway.
But you know what's interesting? So I've been doing a little bit of like editing on the side, some developmental editing. And one thing that I've been telling some people, which I was like, wow, I never thought that, I would do this, but I was like, giving people character sheets to make when they're struggling with like how to develop a character for a story, because I think that as much as I joke about not being into the mechanics of this game, like it is really useful when you're looking at it from a writing and a fiction sense to think like, how can I make a character that's not good at everything? And there's some like resources you have to manage. Yeah, Jason is like the character creator king over there. But
He really is.
yeah, I don't know. I think it's a great way to look at like a well-balanced character that isn't just arbitrarily good at everything, is to say like you have a certain amount of points you can assign to different traits and like kind of pick it and go with it and like base the decisions for that character off of that.
I'm going to trigger Ryan in a positive way, but like I think the best for that is Delta Greens.
Yep.
Yeah.
The idea that like having more world experience means having less connections to like emotionally stabilizing forces. Because like Delta Green is so fucking weird. You'll get these characters that like have 5 times as many skill ratings, but only have 2 connections. And you're like, sure, you're a badass. You only have a few people in the world that care about you.
Yep.
Right.
And that's going to be a problem later.
Yeah. That's actually the character sheets that I gave someone who's working on like a zombie apocalypse kind of thing, because I'm like, that is the whole premise of Delta Green, is that you're very competent characters who have gotten that way by going through really fucked up stuff, which works great for like an apocalyptic setting. But
I'll just point out real quick that like Elon Musk may have like worldwide, global, maybe intergalactic connections. Everybody fucking hates you.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me.
Sorry, I just had to pop that in there real quick.
Good point.
What I really like is no, I can't do it. Can't do it.
You can cut
like-
that if you want, but I just thought it's
No, I don't mind.
No, yeah.
I was going to try and do
Everybody
an Elon,
hates you.
but no.
Everybody hates you.
Mm-hmm.
Who else wants to talk about their character class?
Well, Fib is a witch,
A skeleton.
What?
a skeleton witch.
Wow.
Witch.
Witch. And I have no idea really how to play it, and so I'm going to do it wrong. And so all you nerds on the internet, shut up, because I've never done this before.
Email me.
Send kindly worded emails.
Or message us on Patreon. I've been like Patreon chatting with. It is funny. Every time you guys are like, Rice would know, he has followed up and messaged me and been like, actually, you did run this. Rules as intended is this. Rules as interpreted are these. He's been great.
Which I actually
Thanks, Rice.
do love, because I love the rules of this
Yeah.
game, but I just don't know what I'm doing. But I'm not going to say what kind of witch.
Like who your patron is.
Right, because that's going to come
Cool.
out eventually, I'm sure. And obviously it's Fib, so it is the dead Biff.
What?
And
Oh wait, can I tell a little? Do you mind if I interrupt for a side story?
Go for it.
So Lauren, like we've been in touch with Lauren since we started it. You were like one of the first people I sent some early episodes to. You were really complimentary, and then you are a very busy person with a
Yes.
lot going on in your life. And
Shockingly.
so I remember when we invited you to come up for like the one-off episode. I was like, you don't have to listen to anything, but you were like, I'm really behind on season 2, but I'm catching up. So we were well into season 2 by the time Lauren came up. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm really behind. Like, I'm just starting season 2. And it's like all of us here. And Lauren just goes, well, I just love Biff. He's like my favorite character. And the whole room just got fucking silent. We're like, yeah.
This is a common experience. I recently saw like our most recent review on the podcast on like the Apple app for podcasts was like, this is a great podcast. If Biff dies, I'll riot. And I was like,
Yes.
Like, well, you know, even my friends from my hometown who have listened have been like, yeah, I love Biff. And I'm like, yeah, you should keep listening. Because, but
Womp
like, but I don't know, in a group dynamic, that person dies and the other people have to keep going, right?
Mm-hmm.
They probably loved Biff too.
Mhm.
And
In their own way.
yeah. And they have to like move on from that, or they're still going through an adventure despite that. And yeah, great story elements to kill somebody.
Mhm.
I am stoked though that you are playing a skeleton. Is one of my favorite weird ancestries in Pathfinder 2e. Some of the abilities for that are so fucking weird.
It's
Isn't there,
interesting.
not to give like a spoiler for your class, but like, isn't there an ability for skeletons where you can like pull off your own bones and then get reach with it?
There is, I'm not going to use it because like witch doesn't really have a use for that.
Right.
But yes, you can pull off a limb
It's holding
hold
a
it
weapon.
in your other limb
Oh,
and you extend your reach
amazing.
by 5 feet.
This is a little bit of a side tangent, but I did have one good idea for a character that I was like one day, but I was like, oh, if you play a skeleton who's like, I feel like there's all these old like myths and like ballads about like someone who loves someone so much that they try to like bring them back from the dead. So my idea was to play a woman who died and had like a lover, but she was like not into it. And he's like gonna resurrect her. And she's like, no, I'd literally rather stay trapped in this tomb as a skeleton than have to come out and be with you. And then like eventually gets like found and like let out of this tomb and is just
oh, man.
like sentient skeleton now.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
But she didn't love him. Who else wants to talk? Oh, what archetype, Trent?
Cleric archetype.
Oh, Jesus. So way to make it hard on yourself.
Because I need to be able to heal myself because I'm undead.
Yeah.
So I need to be able to negatively
harm yourself?
harm myself in order to gain healing.
Jason knows what that's
Yeah.
about. Hey, but it does mean if you ever get attacked by a creature that only does negative damage.
Right.
Are you immune to negative damage as a skeleton?
I would have to check.
Turns out that it's important to know occasionally.
It is.
Mhm.
It's a weird, like, this is one of the weird parts of Pathfinder 2 where they're like, yeah, there's positive damage and there's exactly negative damage, but there's also like void damage, which is technically
Void is
part
the
of
new
that.
void is the new negative.
And it's not like there's also holy and unholy damage.
Different from
Vitality
Yep.
is the other one?
Vitality.
Yeah,
So,
Vitality
like-
and Void, I think.
It is definitely that negative damage,
Yeah. Mhm.
void damage heals me.
No, void healing. There's a difference between void damage and void healing.
Yeah. So like this is also fucking complicated.
Yeah.
Because like there's a difference between casting harm, which hurts
Right.
living people, and casting harm to heal things that take void healing.
I can harm to heal myself.
Which is different from casting harm to harm people.
Correct. A creature with void healing draws health from void energy rather than vitality energy. It is damaged by vitality damage, and is not healed by healing vitality effects. It does not take void damage. There you go. And it is healed by void effects that heal undead.
And that's just one of those taggings that have heal versus not.
Yep.
Anyway.
That's some lawyer speak.
Yeah, this is a game definitely made by people who are ready to be like, well, I mean, so my character actually like, no, fuck you, it doesn't. The rules are really explicit in this game.
Yeah.
Cool. Who else wants to talk about their character? Who is Lucky,
Who's
Jared?
this lucky person?
Yeah, I was like, you guys were like, oh, we'll just play a reskinned character, and I was like, well, that's it. I'm playing my actual character. So,
but we
Rogue,
haven't seen
Mastermind.
Lucky in a while. Where we're at in the pod.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. He's been on hiatus.
Just been out
apparently
there collecting rents.
doing this.
Yeah. We always joke about Lucky being evil, and Jane's like, you always say that. I'm like, no. Jared and I have had some conversations. Lucky's got some stuff going on.
It makes me so concerned because that was also not my read on Lucky at all. I was like, oh, you're just kind of like cheap, but like you're not evil.
Because you're a naive teenager.
Yeah.
Right?
I was like, this guy's awesome.
Kind of obsessed with money, but that's cool.
Whatever.
Rocks! And what are you playing?
So Roxana Posto.
Oh, that's a good name.
Wow.
Love it.
She is a Flames Oracle, and I thought this would be easier to build because I have a Life Oracle that I'm playing in the 1E Jade Regent campaign that I'm also playing like every other weekend. It was not easy to build.
You was going to say, talk to me about 1E to 2E oracles.
I think one of the things that's really interesting that they did is they changed the like how the mysteries and curses work.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than choosing a curse, which I think a lot of people choose like the haunted curse because it's just like, oh, like sometimes you get like, I don't know, screwed up by like your ancestors haunting you. It's like you can basically just like pretend you don't have a curse.
Yeah.
You have a curse based on your mystery. And so because I'm a Flames Oracle, if I use certain abilities, they have the tag Cursebound. I get a Cursebound value. And then specifically for Flames, I start burning myself.
That's
Just
awesome.
catches on fire.
Yes, I do. I actually shed light into everything too.
Wait, is that why you were all playing Fireball while we were setting up today?
Yeah,
That is why we were doing that.
And it's really fun too because the curses, nothing can fix your curse or take away your curse. And I thought it'd be very funny to have, so like her whole thing, if you might have guessed, is like really into sex, drugs, living life to the fullest, and not caring who she hurts.
Party lizard.
But she loves sex, but she's like, I would never get paid to have sex with somebody like that.
Oh,
no.
okay.
Never. Like, I'm a slut and not a whore. Very like.
Fib needs to apologize for some things then, whenever.
Well, he doesn't know yet.
Yeah.
And so another funny thing. So nothing can solve this curse, but I gave her the Nephilim heritage of like a demon Nephilim. And so she does have fire resistance 5. So when the thing is, if I do get curse bound and I start burning myself, like that fire resistance does not apply. I still burn myself as normal.
Yep.
Yeah. But it's just funny to me that like other people who try to burn me would have a harder time, but like I still
You're
hurt
like,
myself.
only I can burn me,
Yeah.
okay?
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Self-burn.
Nobody makes me burn my own fire.
James is like, I got to go adjust some fights real quick.
So yeah, lizard folk with the Nephilim ancestor or like heritage, Flames Oracle.
What'd you do for your archetype?
Oh, I just did acrobat.
All right.
Nothing really stuck out to me. I didn't like. I took some heal spells because I knew I might be dealing a lot of damage to myself, and so I just wanted to be able to heal myself just in case. But I didn't want to go like the full medic background, and so acrobat had some fun things to like get you out of fights. And like one of the things with the Flames Oracle is they have this aura that if someone's within a certain distance of me, if I turn it on, they get persistent fire damage if someone
shit.
does fire damage to them.
That's very
Anyone.
Anyone, yeah.
Cool.
Ooh, combo.
Which is really cool.
Combo.
Because I can't turn it off. And that also applies to anyone. Like, so if someone does fire damage to me, it would do enhanced fire
I love
damage.
the character, like the synergy of I can't turn it off.
I can't turn it
Yeah,
off.
I can't turn this off.
Ryan is gyrating for the
Sexy
listeners.
gyrating at the
Sexy
table.
Definitely an HR violation.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So yeah, really interested to see, like I was telling people, I was like, I might just burn us all to death accidentally. I don't know how it's going to go, but I was really intrigued by this idea of like just doing a ton of fire damage to people. I know like fire is a very common thing that people have resistance to. So I was a little worried about that, but I was like, it's a one-off.
It's fun.
Let me do some fun.
Hell yes.
Look, Pathfinder 2 is like at Pokemon levels. There's so many elements in play.
Yeah.
Like fire's only one of 30.
Mhm.
Is this a fighting type Pokemon? Who knows?
I also like really have never wished that we could like copyright actual songs to play in the podcast more than the
Yes.
idea of every time Lauren's character goes, just having it be like fireball.
Ba-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba. All right. Well, speaking of places people are going, I think you are arriving at the community previously known as Oleg's Trading Post.
So, you just commit one murder, then everybody's after you and you're blackmailed, and I just didn't really know if I should trust y'all. And Frederick, like my alter ego, I hate that guy. His accent is really hard. And, that scarf, like I took it from the guy that, he was alive and now he's dead. But what do you know? The icicle is a perfect weapon. I'm telling you. It's really, really great. And, but yeah, that's, then now that I feel like we're caught up, I feel a little more comfortable. And, we're here.
I feel like
This
I am
guy
in a group of fucking
sucks.
freaks right now.
Says the bag of bones
Can we-
on the lizard's back.
Fair point.
Can we get the other one back? Like, how does that work? Is this
Listen.
the same thing I have? What happened
What?
to his
This is-
accent?
this is
Are we
like
like, hold
this,
up? I'm like, oh God, we're wearing the same thing.
Oh, but mine's more of a mauve color.
Serious?
I really
Yeah,
like
well,
it.
mine's like kind of a taupe.
One of
Yeah,
you's going to have to go home and
fucking
change.
taupe.
Yeah, we cannot be seen wearing the same thing.
You can just take it off.
I'm pretty partial to white. Because my
'Cause-
bones.
'cause you're-
Is what
That's racist.
Oh no.
no, wait. I was saying for my bones.
Wow.
Jeez, okay.
Yikes. Okay, I'm gonna go interview some people.
I don't think white exists as a concept in this world. But all right.
Let's not get into that.
James is like, please shut up.
Yeah, I agree.
Wasn't the horseman a man?
I thought it was a man horse.
Well, yeah.
No,
but
it's a man
I'm a
whore.
half horse.
he had a high
Half
charisma.
horse. As Lucky has explained to you all on the ride up to Oleg's,
Thanks, Lucky.
all of you calm down. This has been too much champagne.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Jason sabotaged the whole recording.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jason. The lead that you have is that a relatively well-off noble family, the Serapio family, several of these members of the family have gone missing. This is sort of imagine it like a big commerce. Jason and I are joking, like it's sort of like a Love's or a Bucky's, like a big truck stop sort of vibe here at Oleg's, where like a lot of people come and go through here. Because part of the reason it was such an advantageous expansion for Aestus is that it was right along a major trade road that went south out of Brevoy and then to the west, before it eventually connected with the Selin River, which is a major trade artery down all the way to Lake Carthen, which is not the hub of a cultural activity it once was. Looking at you, Lich. So, look, I know my lore, and as you've kind of made your way there, what Lucky has shared with you is that several members of this family have gone missing, and that his agents have made contacts with, they've heard word from some of the guards that worked for this family. And whereas people have gone missing before, the guards being with them, them being more involved, this is the first time that they can like definitively say that it wasn't a random thing in the wilderness or bandits, but that someone has definitively gone missing from the community. And as we've shared in the podcast, as Lucky sent Ari to go tell Nikolai, they believe the little investigation they were able to do is that maybe somewhere near the community's water supply, which happens to be an actual well, but then connects to a series of like underground caves with some water in them. So, real fucking sketchy. And they were like, I'm not getting paid that much. Seems dangerous to go into caves with water in them.
Yeah, that's
Lots
fair.
of lots of juice down there.
Yeah.
All that cave juice.
All
Lot
that
of
cave
juice.
juice.
Ew.
That one was a joke for the true fans.
True OG.
Yeah, that's like the patrons only.
Patrons only, real fans of Live to Die. Go on.
Only patrons. All right.
Yes, yeah.
What do you all want to do as you've made it to
Mhm.
Oleg's? And it's cool. We haven't been here narratively, like with characters in a little bit, so you can
Yeah,
still
what does it
see.
look like now?
You can still see the walls of what was the old like small military fort, which is now sort of like at the off-center area of a sprawling town that has sort of sprung up. So keep in mind, you do have your new road coming in. So a lot of the road sort of is as such that you have like the road, the old trade road just to the north of Oleg's, and then heading south from there, like after a T intersection is the road that heads down to Shattershield. And a lot of it is set up to house large trading caravans that come through and a lot of the industries that would support that. So you see, what's the name of it for people who make wheels?
No idea.
You got me, buddy. I don't know.
A wheeler.
Like a cobbler makes shoes.
Cobbles.
But who makes
wheelwright.
wheels? Oh yeah, wheelwright. Yeah. So like there's
Yeah.
wheelwrights
Wow.
there. There's like several good stables, and some of the different noble families of Brevoid that are better with like horse trade tend to keep like some presence down here for like moving and trading horses, a lot of supply goods and things like that. And it has quickly become a place that a lot of like sellswords work out of as places want to pick up or offload mercenaries along this caravan route. So it's very bustling. There aren't as many like living accommodations there, but there's a lot of spaces for like come and go, short-term rentals. And basically imagine it almost sort of like a fantasy RV camp along areas where like the wagons can roll in and people can set up. So you have sort of like pick up an impromptu like communal cooking areas where a lot will come together and like share big cook fires. And you can imagine this is like on like sort of the lower outside of, this is like a day or two's horse travel from like the foothills. So think sort of big sky country. There's some large woods to the southwest. But it's sort of gorgeous in a way. You're getting here right at sunset. You have the woods to your west that you've just finished passing to the north of, and you can see the long lines of these buildings and the shadows they cast as the sun's heading down in the west. Plenty of these, far more than an oasis, plenty like campfires and cook fires outside of these caravans where they've set up in these sort of like established areas. Like I said, sort of think like RV camping spaces, but for these wagon trains that come through. All sorts of like open air markets where there's plenty of places for people to set up and move stalls. And it's become a place where most people have known that you can kind of go to, imagine like a farmer's market vibe, but for like fucking everything. Like a farmer's flea market is there almost every day. And whoever's in town will always try to pick up some extra coin as they come through, selling stuff. They might get a better price here. Because it's like the movie theater gas station bit of like, yeah, Oleg's is a pretty established trading bit. And it's sort of an unspoken thing that like the local merchants, Oleg's and the few others, sort of get first pass at things before they end up at the flea market. But you see a lot of like trading between other caravans there. It's become a very popular place. And there is some presence of the security that ASIS has come to speak of in these areas. So you see some guards, but there are still like a lot of the private caravan hired folks. Anyway, just want to kind of paint that scene for all of you.
Khajiit has wares.
Yeah.
If you have coin.
That's
Or-
2 for 2 on the
I
Skyrim
know.
references.
And if
Yeah,
you want to
what
go
is-
to a
what's
different
up?
video game from that era, what you buying, stranger?
What are you selling?
Yep.
Yep.
Resident Evil 4.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best Wii games they ever made.
True.
What are y'all thinking? What's the plan here for you?
Yeah, so we need to interview guards.
You can. You mean you also you
Or
could just
family.
dive, face first into the undercity caverns.
Let's go to this cave.
Ooh.
I'm actually
That's
super
straight
into
to
just
camp.
diving.
What's
I mean, Lucky's got all the story information for us, right?
what's a Catman want us to do? Because like
Yeah.
we're just kind of at your behest
What's
right
a
now.
cat man do?
What's a Catman do?
Yeah.
Give me the patch.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hang on now. That ain't fair.
Yeah, I think we need information. I'm not walking in some
Party tonight, head out tomorrow for information.
I'll go get some.
What time is
Sunset.
Sunset. Okay.
You're in the like first quarter of the year, so it's a little early, but it's a little chilly. Actually, it's quite chilly. We've talked about this being like sort of Slavic, Northeastern European climate. It's fucking cold.
I think
My
that
bones are rattling.
I think that for the purpose of like, if Lucky's telling us like, I want you guys to gather some information before we do this, Zara might be like, well, let's do that tonight, and then maybe head for this cave tomorrow. And she maybe just wants to go. Is there like a tavern here?
There is. It's an interesting one. It's sort of like the places you come across in Colorado where they have like a setup for a lot of food trucks to move around, like an area that maybe has like a single proprietor, but then there's rooms for sort of mobile things to do. So it's very much like that. Like there is a shack with a bunch of like sort of canvas toppers or like sort of sunshades.
Food truck rally.
Basically. And then like a lot of the different places people who will come through will like set up and sell food and other goods out of that area.
I
As a
think
matter of fact, there is a meadery, a competing meadery that is set up here.
Oh my God, they burned to death. Oh no.
Oh no.
Wow.
I think Zara would want to go there, but maybe not necessarily to like interview people herself, but maybe just to try to like eavesdrop and like lurk around and see if she can kind of hear anything of people like talking about it at all, or like
Classic bar behavior.
yeah,
All right, here's
yeah,
my
do
plan.
a little lurk.
I'll join you. I'm going to collapse into a pile of bones and just kind of hang out past that.
I feel like that might draw a little bit of attention.
All right, here we go.
Get in the bag.
So you're saying there's people got attacked? Are there any survivors?
I mean, presumably the guard, or some of them.
All right, let's go talk to them.
Any of them cute?
We won't know unless we go.
That's a really good answer.
You'll be the judge of
that.
Zara like smacks the bag. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this
What
around.
do you say about my horns?
He said that you have some nice horns. They're just chip.
All right. I mean, he's right.
But yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Is this are the guards? Should we all stick together? Could I just go do some eavesdropping? I guess I'll take
I
this.
mean, you can
thing with
eavesdrop.
me.
I'll talk to them. Like,
I swear,
Okay,
I, would,
yeah.
I swear I wasn't dropping no eaves.
Man, the first thing I thought of
Love
too.
that.
And then you want to go interview the guards?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do that
Ooh.
by myself.
I'll go
Y'all
with you.
think,
Great.
like poking just the head out of the bag, y'all think that like a skeleton around here would be kind of a weird sight or what?
Yeah, I think it would be a weird sight.
Okay.
Anywhere.
A rat pours out of the bag
oh God.
and just starts like
Start
Zara's
stomping on
like,
the ground.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Just like
keeps
skitters
getting
off.
worse.
How the fuck did that get in there?
I think he's a rat. I think he's also a rat.
Why is he a rat? I thought he was bones.
What happened to that bug? What was inside of him when he turns into a rat?
Oh no.
Who's this? Where did you come from?
Oh, I'm Theodore.
Are you the teen?
No,
About the
Okay,
team.
get out of here.
I'm 20
Get outta
now.
here.
I work at this bar.
Zara stabs him with a
Can
dagger.
you get me a drink?
Sure. Do you want to start a tab?
Okay, we have
Let
to
me go talk with some people.
I thought
You
this was
wouldn't
gonna get
make
some White
me
Lotus vibes
start
real
a tab.
quick. The beating of their heart.
Hey, what's up?
Mhm.
Hey.
Oh my god.
So what do you all want to do? So you're going to listen at the
We're
bar.
gonna I'm just going to lurk around. I've got Fib in a bag.
Nope, I'm
oh
gone.
no, you're a rat.
I'm
You're
gone.
running around
Okay,
as a rat.
sound off of voices. Who is not going to the like communal party bar?
Freddie,
Freddy's not going to the bar.
Fib is already gone.
Lucky.
It is somewhere else. Lucky is not going to the bar.
I'm gonna go
I
with
was
Lucky.
going to, we're looking for a guard.
Okay, so Roxanne and Zara are going to the bar.
Yeah,
Are going to
hell
the-
yeah, we
Ladies'
are.
night.
What's really funny is though is like Zara's like, I'm just gonna listen at the outskirts, and Roxanne's just like, okay.
I didn't know anything about Roxanne before today, and I was like, man, I'm playing the wrong sister because Ari and Roxanne would tear up the town.
Yeah, if Roxanne survives, there's a whole future spin-off there.
They'd probably start dating. I don't know.
Ooh.
But is Ari hot?
I mean, I believe you said he was hot. I think we established a long time ago that every character on this show is hot.
Sure.
Literally, the most recent episode, Jonas was just talking about how handsome he is the whole time.
Yeah.
He does that.
Yep. Third season,
He does that.
Justin Thoreau, The Leftovers.
So you two are going to the bar. Can you give me some gather information checks? That's diplomacy, unless
Yeah.
you have a feat that would let you use a different skill.
Well, because I was trying to do mostly eavesdropping, I was sort of hoping I could do something more related to sneaking around.
I'll let you use stealth to gather information.
Amazing.
I'm a hobnobber, so gathering
Ooh.
information takes half as long as normal.
So I'll let you get two. I'll let you do 2 checks, or you can do something
Oh.
else in addition to this if you want.
I'll do 2 checks.
All right.
It's a 21 for Zara.
Yeah. So you're kind of stealthily listening around.
I rolled a 15 and a 16.
Hell yeah.
Those new dice,
And I-
I'm telling you.
I think
Yeah.
the whole time Zara sees Roxanne, she's like, I don't know this person. People will be like, who is this lizard? And she's like, I have no idea.
That's a 29 and a 30
Jesus
for the
fuck.
diplomacy checks.
Yeah.
That lizard, she's so hot right now.
I thought about taking the what is it? There's an archetype called celebrity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought about taking that, but I was like, I don't know. It seems a little like
Oh my God.
I don't know what this adventure is going to be, so it felt very like this might never come up.
Speaking of the White Lotus, I want somebody to play a celebrity who is based on the mom from season 3 White Lotus, Parker Posey's character, being like,
no.
can I get my
Jonas's-
lorazepam?
Jonas's accent is now that.
We're going to get caught in a tsunami.
Arthur, no.
Arthur, no.
You want to live? Wait.
In Shattershield?
You want to live in Brevoy? Yeah, okay. That's done now. So, Roxanne, as you're kind of like nobbing and hobbing, one of the first
Getting
things...
free drinks.
Oh, 100%. Like you're making it in with some like guards and like some of the traveling merchants. There's some who just manage to like buy low and sell moderately high out here that are feeling good and the drinks are flowing and you're kind of just posting up for a little bit. And in addition to kind of some direct stuff, you are picking up some extra just chaff about the region. And I think one of the things that I wanted to share that does kind of come out to you is you do hear an interesting piece because this is actually a group that's coming from the east. They were from Brevoy, which is kind of just where they made this big sale. They went down south. They hit up a community called, oh my God. What's the name of the dude you all met at the very beginning of this adventure path?
Hey, you're the one who's boozed up.
Varnhold, yeah.
Yeah.
So they'd made a little stop south in Varnhold, which is south of Brevoy, directly south before they came back up to go west. And you did hear them like all chatting a little bit. They're talking about this valley to the south of that area that the Noman clan centaurs sort of like have a really strong foothold in.
Horseman, I knew it.
And they're all talking about these like old rumors there. They're all kind of like, did you hear about this? Oh yeah, I heard about you hear what the Noman clan say, right? That it's that their homeland, that it's was once an old graveyard, a cyclopean graveyard.
Cyclopean?
Yeah. Yeah, like the big fox with one eye.
Oh.
Yeah. It's said there
I'm not smart.
that there was an army
Not
Now.
me, my character.
of one-eyed, blood-drinking ghosts still guard the place.
No way.
How fucking crazy is that? You want another drink?
Yeah.
It is
I mean,
the
you
most
gotta tell me the
realistic
rest
thing.
of this story.
Yeah.
She like rubs his like forearms.
It is the
Oh my
most realistic
God.
thing that Roxanne is like, wow, you're so interesting. And this guy's like, I'll tell you everything I know.
You overhear some other stuff going on. You're hearing some people talking about the expansion of Aestus, but they're talking about how like the southern border of Aestus hasn't gone very far yet. Well, I mean, it's hard to go down there. I hear they cleared the trolls out a year ago, but others have moved into that area. You hear about this thing, right? You hear about this? Well, I have no fucking clue. Well, there's this hill giant, Brutus. He's named, or maybe he's just a brute. I'm not sure. People say they see him wandering all around the Camellands. Well, I hear you gotta give him a wide berth. You mean like, no, like real wide babies. I don't think that's what you mean. No, I swear that's what my aunt said. I think maybe you're talking about a large giant down there who you need to give a wide breath to? Like you shouldn't be. I'm not sure. I have heard though that if you give him a stiff drink, he'll leave you alone. That seems difficult to do. How stiff did drink have to be? I don't know. It's just what I hear. It's just what I hear.
Interesting.
And that's most of what you're going to be picking up. You are also
write it down in her notebook.
Throwback.
Yep.
Yeah.
You are hearing some other folks in general. Both of you are picking up many people talking about folks going missing, mercenaries they knew that have kind of gone off, a lot of hunters going missing, and they've all shared stories about unusual creatures they've come across. Like these are pretty untamed lands. You get a lot. You get like the megalosaurus in these areas. You get the giant like fucking hyena dogs. But they are all talking about like odd creatures and seeing other creatures displaced. The better hunters among them are noticing that like it's as if like new apex predators are moving in, but seemingly all over. They're finding signs of like large scratch marks and claw marks in the ground, trees taken out. Some people are like, well, you think it's another beast like the one what hit Chattershield last year? God, I hope not. I hear it took everything they had to stop it. They said it was the size of a building. Biggest thing they've ever seen is what I hear. Well, we see it that big, but we're finding felled trees. I found the prints of a wolf, right? Must have been as big as a fucking horse. Scorch marks all on the land around it. Oh, that's why I bought the store. I know hunting is better, use the old creature, hunt it yourself. But I'll go to the market and I buy it because I'm not dumb. I'm not gonna go die for some big fucking flame wolf out in the woods.
Didn't you all just recently encounter a big ice warg?
I mean, none of these characters.
Yeah.
None of these people, yeah.
No, I'm saying that
I have
more
no
so
idea.
as like you
Oh.
get. Yeah.
Oh.
Never.
No,
I have no
but-
idea what you're talking about.
Suspicious. I'm saying.
So what are the three of you doing? The non-bar party folks.
Hey, guard,
Hello?
Hey,
Tells-
guard, what's up?
have you heard anything about these attacks?
What you want to know?
We're here to help. We
Oh,
wanna-
well,
yeah,
sure.
Yeah, it's that simple. You give me the information, you point me to the bad guys, and we'll take care of them for you. Otherwise, this guy's gonna send me to jail.
That's true.
And who's he?
He's a cat.
Sheriff of Nottingham.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. Well, can one of you give me a diplomacy check of some kind?
He's a cat.
Guards are like, sure, makes sense.
All right.
That is 29. 29.
How do you feel about Cocker Spaniels?
Can you just give me information, please?
I fucking got Ryan there. Right, sorry. Right. Oh, are you... Am I supposed to say... Are you... He kind of looks at you like, does a little quick look. Sorry, sir, I'm so sorry. The financial reports will be on your desk by next week.
Thank you.
And Freddy will just kind of look at him like, who is this guy?
Interim Baron.
Oh, yeah, he did mention that.
Well, a few people have gone missing. It's good you found me, by the way. I'm actually the one you come to with questions like this, right? I know that's what you were thinking.
Sure.
But I'm Sergeant Giddens. Well, Sergeant makes it sound too formal. I don't know what a good rank for me would be, but Giddens is my name.
Sergeant's fine. That's middle enough.
I would like to be Sergeant Giddens, maybe.
I've been calling myself Sergeant. We don't really have like a chain of command yet, but I think Sergeant's a good title. Right, so a few people have gone missing, which people come and go, a bit of a transient community, as some have said Hawaii is. But it has been odd. There was a caravan, right? What, he's here for a few days, and sure, if a guard goes, like a cattle hand here or there, that's not too odd, but... Well, this was... The whole merchant's family disappeared. Guards, the sellswords they'd hired had come to us and asked for help, and we've been looking around. We found some clues to people who'd seen them, I said. They said that they were out sort of drinking it up. The whole family, parents, kids, were out at the watering hole, as they call it. But, well, we asked around. The only thing we were able to find is a few who'd seen some of that evening's festivities, working their way towards the west side of town, towards the old caves that we found when we were trying to put a sewer system in, because of all the shit.
Yes. That makes sense.
That's usually what that's for.
Did anybody come back with any injuries?
What
The
do you
cell
mean?
swords. You said the family disappeared,
Yeah.
but then the cell swords said they came to you for help.
Yeah, because they
And
wanted
his-
our help to find the family.
Oh, okay. But nobody around to tell of the story. Just a random family's gone. The family didn't tell you that they disappeared themselves.
Well, no, because if they'd told us that, right, then they wouldn't have been gone.
They left a note. We have disappeared.
I guess that's true.
They were out. There was a family out, and the next morning when we were out, and they were all supposed to get together, begin leaving. They weren't there.
Who's this other family?
This is the same family.
You said that there was a family that was going to meet the family.
No,
Did we
no,
go
no, no,
talk
no.
to that family?
The cell swords on that caravan.
We're
Remember-
family?
Yeah. So this family, the merchant
Are you Vin
family.
Diesel from the Fast and Furious right now?
This is the Serapio family, right? Good merchant folk come through here all the time. Serapios tend to hire mercenaries, sell swords to keep the goods. You know what these roads are like. So you've done a great job really making Aestus safe, but the roads outside the kingdom aren't always super safe. And they pay the taxes, they're good tax-paying merchants. And
I'll be the judge.
but their guards, their caravan guards the next morning came to let us know that the whole family, none of them were in their tents, none of them were ready or there when they were supposed to head west. Out towards the next stop.
Are any of those guards still here?
Some of them are. And this was 2 or 3 days ago, as you know from the report I sent you, sir. But, you know how it's like. When the coin dries up, the swords tend to leave. Find work elsewhere. Plenty coming and going here. But there have been odd rumors, right? Like I said in my report to you, sir. Mr. Baron, sir, interim.
Baron, interim.
Assistant to the Baron.
Assistant to the regional baron.
You can just call him Baron for short.
Right,
right.
yeah. Who are you?
Oh, I'm not there.
Well, we've been hearing odd words, right? There've been folks look different, right? Not caravan types. And we get some who come in from the countryside, some who are just looking to join, right? But they're odd ones. The little groups getting together at night, not just to drink or, do that sort of stuff. We're finding odd little bits. And look, I was raised a good, God-fearing Abadarian, but I've heard tell of others, and you start to hear words about what it's like, those who are different looking and how they must rise up, cast others down, right? Just seemed odd. Got my hackles up, as they say. Just thought someone should know. They say if you hear something, you tell someone.
It's true.
What a narc.
Are you gonna tell us?
What do you mean?
I mean, so a family's disappeared,
Right, yep.
but I don't have any actual evidence to where's my next lead? Where's this pointing me? The cell swords have left town because there's no more money.
Well, some of them,
And the
I don't know,
family
there might
that
be
you
some
said was
around.
going to meet the other family actually doesn't exist.
There's only one family and they're missing.
There was never another family. I don't got friends, I got family.
Right? It's odd, right? All this talk. We keep seeing occasional bits of graffiti showing up. Power to outcasts, power to downtrodden, they say. We try to scrub it off, right? We've got a whole team now. They just bring a little donkey wagon around. We call it the graffiti removal team. Well, folks that were working on the roads, they don't have work to do, so now it's just graffiti stuff.
Are you implying that the interim baron should be giving you guys more work?
No?
I can find work.
Are you sure? That seems like what he was implying.
Well, because there's all the graffiti that they're doing that.
Yeah, we'll take
Where's this
care of that.
graffiti at?
Well, there's none right now. We cleaned it up
What
because
does
of
it
the
look
work
like?
we're doing.
Do you have any pictures, Polaroids,
Who's
sketches? Forget that second word.
Well, I've got these, and he does show you a notebook thing, and there's just some stuff in Avastani common, power to the downtrodden, power to the outcasts. We shall rise from the depths.
Bernie.
Okay.
All right.
I guess we should.
And
I'm not
the other
there,
leads
but
you
I
kinda
really want to
gain-
know where this graffiti has shown up.
The other leads that he gave you, so there's the graffiti. There might be some of the guards around, and then there is some where like that night there was an odder number of people kind of moving towards the west edge of town near the access to these old like they're not sure caverns or like
Got it.
maybe old burial chambers from some of the different like cultures that were here centuries ago. So
Can Fib
yeah,
in
what's Fib
his
doing?
rap form? He gets 10 minutes.
Rat form.
Can he try to go to where, like, I don't know if there's not necessarily like a crime scene, but like, is there a place where the families probably were and can he find a way to
Some
get
of the
there
caravan is set up in that area.
and kind of literally sniff around, see what's going on there?
Yeah. Go ahead and what's your perception bonus?
11.
Cool. As you're kind of working your way through the tents of this family and the wagons, what you find is like some small. You can kind of find where there's like several beds. They talked about family, kids. You're able to find where it looks like all of them were staying. Looking around, you see, you do find a couple of like splintered bits of wood near one of the doors to the wagons. You looking around can see where like a lot of things, there's a lot of foot traffic in the area, so there's not too much stuff there. But the thing that stands out to you most is if you go into one of the wagons, you find that nothing of value was taken. Like everything still seems to be in place, despite there being some like breaks where it looked like someone did maybe force their way into or out of the wagon. The most interesting thing you find though are a couple of like small blooming flowers beneath one of these beds inside of a wagon where there's no dirt for it to take root.
Blue flowers.
Blooming flowers.
Blooming flowers. Okay.
Burn it.
Squeaking. and he'll
I love that your rat squeaks are still with Dixon
no, he
accent.
actually I took a
Squeak,
feat that I
squeaking.
can actually talk
He can squeak in.
in regular form
Non-Southern.
while I'm a mouse, and I know it's going to freak people out, so I'm not real keen on talking to them unless it's just one of you guys. Because I figure if I'm a mouse right now and I'm like going up to somebody, I'm like, hey, what's going on? Can you like help me get into this tent or something?
I can teach you how to cook.
Yeah, that they'll be like, why is that rat speaking to me?
Nice.
And I'll have to get up on somebody's head and start like
went under.
guiding them. So, but yeah, you just kind of like, oh, all right, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
And try to find his way back to where everybody else is.
Cool. Yeah, do you all kind of want to meet up at night? Do you want to meet up in the morning? What's the plan?
Yeah, we can meet in the morning.
What do you all do for lodging?
I collapse into a pile of bones outside.
I cannot
Wonderful.
believe that we have to pay for our own rooms. That is so
Have
infuriating.
you been listening to a
it's-
different
yeah.
podcast?
It's awesome.
Talk to the right people. You don't got to pay for rooms.
Oh, snap.
Oh.
I
I got to hook up with Oleg. So.
Yeah.
Oh, you got.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
think
He's married.
Svetlana has set aside a special room for Lucky.
Ooh. Do I flirt with any of the guards enough to
100%,
convince
yeah.
them? Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, these are guards on what is the ground equivalent of shore leave. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're fine.
I'm not saying that I want to go in, but I want to go scope at night the cave, like the entrance to the cave. Are
Okay.
there people around it?
Talk to me
Are
about how you're
there-
approaching these
You want some
entrances.
company?
actually,
underground
yeah, I'm
cave
gonna
system.
join you.
Yeah. You guys could come with,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but
I'm gonna-
don't do that rat thing. It's
Sounds
so
like a great
weird.
idea.
I can only do it once per day right now.
Thank
so,
God.
But I might just sit outside the entrance and like play dead there for a while.
I love the idea. Yeah, please, like that. I'm trying to sneak, and then you just hear like,
Just yeah,
You need more dice.
yeah, need more dice.
yeah.
So unsneaky. But yeah, no, I would love some company if y'all want to come along. But I think we should maybe under the cover of darkness scope this out a little bit.
Are you sure you really wanna? I
mean,
a
you
thing.
can stay. Yeah, you can go live your truth. I mean, respect.
What's your
but-
thing? Oh, you want to? Okay, yeah.
He's my thing.
Gotcha.
And maybe her. I don't know.
Hey,
We'll see where the night
no.
goes.
It's like, just
I think we all got an idea of where the night's going, but
So
I'm gonna go.
ya.
Okay, bye.
so who's going?
Yeah.
I'm
Show
going.
of voices.
Show.
yeah,
Show.
yeah.
Okay, so I hear that Frederic,
Freddie.
that too. Freddie, Fib, and Zara are all
Is
going.
your guy's name Freddy and your alter ego is Friedrich?
Friedrich.
Love it.
No one will ever know.
No one will ever know.
They're gonna
It
know.
reminds me of
Gonna know.
of Shang-Chi, where she's like, you made your secret name Sean.
It's a good Marvel
I
reference.
love it. Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, let's go scope it out.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
so
I'm
two
sneaking.
things, like I'll sneak with you,
'Kay.
but looking for graffiti and looking for shady people.
So let's talk exploration activities. Are you going
Yeah.
stealth?
Stealth.
Same.
Do any of you have quiet allies?
I have an expert in stealth.
Okay, expert in stealth.
I have quiet allies.
Ooh.
Cool. I'm trained.
Oh, okay. And what's your training
Wow.
in stealth, Jane?
First time
What
I
is my
think ever
training in
that
stealth?
I've been trained in stealth.
So many sneaky people.
Yeah, I'm an expert in stealth.
Okay, so if you have quiet allies,
Hey.
that means only Trent will roll, but he'll roll it for the whole group.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
This is going to be
Don't
awesome.
fuck it up.
Okay, this die is not panning out very well.
Patch it.
I'll patch. I have two. I'll patch. Ow.
Let's switch the music over.
I mean, it's slightly better. We can take that. It's fine. That's a
I'm like, we got
16.
patches.
What?
Yeah.
He said it was
You
fine.
rolled a 3 and a 5.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Also, I've rolled a 2 and a 3 as the only rolls on this
Mhm.
die so far.
Brand new dice that Trent
With
bought.
those dice,
You
you
bought
just
them
never know
yourself?
what you're going to get.
Yeah.
All right. You kind of work your way up to this. And those of you in the know would know that this is a cave system that you sort of discovered. You weren't sure what it was, if it maybe was like underground dwellings, pre-existing caves, but in the expansion of the Oleg's town post, you have been... It kind of came evident that there are these sort of like weird underground series and systems of caves. But as you kind of get to the edge of it, sort of quiet at first, the moon's out, you can kind of see the moonlight playing over the moving high grasses of the plains. You get down there, it just looks like a kind of an odd, you can see where they've like excavated parts of it to look into it, sort of covered it up, put a little like, built a little like do not enter, unsafe sort of construction fence outside of it.
Can I stop us here real quick? I cast guidance. Just kidding. I cast detect magic.
There's probably magic around you between these two people with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you
All right.
once you rule them out, boom, you don't detect magic.
Okay.
You're at the entrance to a cave. What do you want to do?
What should we do?
Can I look around? Like, are there any like footprints or anything that might indicate like what's going in and out of the cave? If
Sure.
anything.
Are you trained in survival?
No.
I'm trained in perception.
Well, you need survival to find tracks.
Is anybody here like
yeah,
good
let
at
me
this
see
kind
here.
of thing?
I can
Do you
look
hunt?
around for some tracks real quick.
This is a secret check. What's your bonus?
That's 11.
Rolling the die Trent gave me, doing as well as you.
Yeah, good.
There are some tracks, but I swear they're just
Yeah,
going
there's kinda-
every which
Every
way.
which
Kind of
way.
everywhere around here. I mean, yeah, there's tracks. I don't know where they're going, but
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
for that.
yeah, no problem.
This might be, I don't know if this applies. You can shoot it down, but as you probably will because of the way you are. But I'm just
Really
kidding.
setting yourself up for failure there.
Yeah.
Go on.
I kind of want to do, so I'm trained in lore underworld. And I kind of want to roll like a knowledge on that and just see if I know of any, based on like, because I assume we've all like chatted about what we heard and what we learned and stuff like that. So I kind of want to roll a knowledge and see if I know of any kind of like underground organizations or anything that would relate to maybe being in a cave or having like weird like flowers or things like that that,
Sure.
putting all these
This is a
pieces
secret
together.
check. What's your bonus?
plus 10.
It's such a broad thing. Obviously, lots of places will use like underground or abandoned areas for hideouts, but you're unaware of a specific organized group that happens to be operating in this region with that MO.
Okay. Knew it.
I mean, I don't think we should go in here unless we got everybody,
Yeah.
you know.
Probably better to go in the light of day. I'm just going in really quick.
maybe.
So you go in?
No, I'll wait till we come back with everybody.
Okay.
Which
I'll
hand goes in?
I'll peek in. I'll peek in the entrance.
I just dip a little toe into
Yeah.
the darkness of the cave.
There's
just-
anybody who
just
can
gonna be
smell,
like, I'm just
smell
gonna
anything.
just gonna like peer in a little bit.
The cave winds down about 25, 30 feet before it sort of takes a sharp turn and you can't see past there. You do swear you can hear something. You're not sure if it's wind moving through the rocks underground, perhaps a voice somewhere deeper underground,
A voice?
or wind moving through the rocks.
I have super good dark vision for the record.
Yeah, so you can see down to about 30 feet where there's a
I can
turn.
really see that voice.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
totally see that voice. Okay.
All right.
She's
hey,
gonna be like, huh, and then like go. Did you guys come in here too, or is it just me?
I think it was just you. I do have an option though. I've got Flutter. Flutter could flutter on in there for a while, see what it sees. Can't really talk to me about what he's seen yet, but I mean, he could be like, "Arr!" Like, oh shit.
Like flutter faster if it's
yeah,
scary.
Yeah. That's probably not worth it. Never mind.
I think we should just come back with everybody in the
I
morning.
think it's a good idea.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know, but something down there for sure.
We should bring the blackmailing guy for sure.
Yeah, I hope he
we're-
gets eaten by this
yeah,
fucking monster.
That'd be awesome.
How do you feel about him, by the way?
I feel like he's setting us up.
Such a douche.
It feels like kind of a weird fella.
It feels like you can't murder anybody without getting blackmailed around here.
I kind of thought that we should just kill him, but he did say that he needs to be the one to tell those people not to send out the letters.
Yeah, but
so.
then whoever he knows is going to blackmail us for killing him.
God,
It's a slippery slope.
you know so much about murder.
It's about four
Just one.
times more complicated than I can even compute right now.
I think we need to come back with the douchey blackmailer and the horny lizard. And
She is hella horny. That's
what
not
is
me,
up
right?
with that, right?
Okay, I'm just checking. I'm just making sure everybody ain't that
I
way.
mean,
and
it
I'm
just
like,
is
I'm missing out.
constant, like all the
All right.
time.
Mhm.
Who has the time?
Apparently she does. We're out here doing all the work
Yeah, God.
while she's getting worked.
That's
I'm betting you're right.
I'm just actively redlining parts of this adventure as you all take so much longer to get through it. I'm like, nope, we're cutting
sorry,
that scene.
man.
We're cutting
All right,
that.
let's go back. Let's just go back. Let's get some sleep. We'll come back.
No, it's fine. This is great. This is,
Yeah.
this is what the fans want.
I mean,
Yeah, that's
are we?
what they want, all right.
Are we? I don't want to spend another night here. I think we should just go tell them come get their asses out here.
I
And we
think-
can
Yeah,
go in.
let's
I
just
think we're
go.
going tonight.
Let's
Colts
just
are
do
always
it.
awake at night.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
And also,
How do you know that?
let's just get
I
this
don't know.
over with as soon as possible. I want to
Troublesome
get out of here. Yeah,
Put a pin in that.
he just says. And then, sorry, I feel like right now we're turning into the three women from White Lotus who are on the vacation together and just talking shit about each other constantly. But like, as maybe Freddie like walks away, Zara's gonna look at Viv and just be like, he says the most unnerving shit, right?
I'm going to need you to stop saying weird
I feel like
shit.
everything that comes
I
out of
just
his mouth is
rewatched that.
just
It's
so
so good.
creepy.
I mean, you're not the nicest person, so
That's really hurtful.
what are you
Actually,
gonna kill me? I'm a fucking skeleton.
she's gonna like trip you from behind as you're walking.
Ah!
Let's go get those people and come back here.
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, I just want to get this out of the way.
I agree.
Because so many times in games we play, people always wait till it's light out to go in.
That's
and I
true.
say we go in at night.
It also makes sense that we're all literally getting like blackmailed to be here. We would want to just get in
Let's
and get out.
this over
Do
with.
they
Yeah.
know where we are right now?
No, let's just go
Need
back
to
and
know
find.
where they are.
Okay, just check it out. Is where they are, GM, about a mile away?
Oh, not even.
Okay, hey, little Buzz Buddy, you just go find them and you just kind of like, yeah, exactly. You go and like lassie them over here.
Okay, so Lucky, wherever you are, a fucking monster
Lucky
mosquito
fell in the well.
just
Great.
comes up to you.
Okay.
You look up from
Does
licking
it-
your butthole.
Oh, I thought that's what I was doing.
I don't think it was your butthole you were licking.
God damn it, Lauren. Jesus.
We're getting to know Lauren so well.
She
I
broke
love
Jane.
it.
She broke Jane.
You gotta really
Oh,
make use of that
it's so
explicit
good.
tag, man.
Oh man.
I didn't even said it.
I just My headphones fall.
Mom,
I just
you
wanna
can
talk
skip
about-
these episodes. They're not pertinent to the plot.
Here's the thing. I love this so much because for the years that I was on this podcast, I was constantly looking at the guys and being like, don't make it weird. Like, shut up. Stop saying this. And I love that Lauren just comes in and is like, I am the problem.
Which you find entirely appropriate.
Entirely appropriate
Yeah.
because she's
Just
a
check in
woman.
with your misandry.
Misandry, parenthetical,
Parenthetical.
good.
That's fine.
Parenthetical entertaining.
Parenthetical question mark.
There's enough men.
Exterminate them.
All right.
Yeah, Lucky rolls his eyes and we'll follow.
All right. You head out. Roxanne, you're
We should
Doing
just.
whatever
We
you're
should
doing.
His
just.
buzzing is
You know
all
what?
wrong.
Two-
It's ruining the vibe.
I think he's like
Oh my god.
And this random bartender is like, what is this?
cut to Lucky and Roxanne walk out, follow
okay.
this up.
God, that thing really ruined it.
Wow.
I don't know if I'm gonna get to sleep in a room tonight.
Oh, hey, you met my friend.
Well, that's okay because we actually have a job to do here.
That's true.
Have you guys
You're
come
actually in
across-
charge of it. Where have you even
There are
been?
many jobs I was doing, and you ruined all of them.
I bet you make good money.
Ryan
I
looks
don't
so
make
happy
any
every time
money.
Lauren
That's
says-
so funny.
I didn't know that.
My wife and I make comments about jobs all the time, but that's it's just cloaked speech for around my children.
Jesus.
All sorts of different jobs out there for people.
So you're all standing outside of a cave.
So funny.
James regrets this idea so
No,
much.
I know.
You're all
It's,
standing outside of a cave. What do you do?
All right. I'll go first.
There is some.
Good.
I went in there. There is some weird sound coming from down there. I
and
don't
you
know.
wanted
It
to
could-
go now at night.
Well, I feel like the sooner the better that we get this over with, right?
Can anybody see in the dark?
Yes.
I
I've
can't.
gotta-
So
Her
you go
eyes are like
first.
literally glowing in the dark.
Holy shit.
I cast light on Biff or Fib
Ah,
Okay.
Oh, God.
because I only have low light vision also.
I
And
am-
also, I don't want to be the one that's lit up.
I'm glowing.
I might though, depending on what we end up doing.
I feel so powerful right now. Glowing like this.
Your little bones are
So do you
just
start
glowing.
walking into the cave?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes, in the cave, into the cave.
We're going into the cave. I'll go first. Sneaky.
Oh, are we sneaking? Because
Oh.
I am glowing
I was gonna-
skeleton.
Yeah, that's
right
why I
now.
was gonna go ahead of you because I have dark
Okay.
vision and I can like sneak in,
Or
and then
just
this
stealth bonus.
crazy glowing skeleton will come later.
What's your stealth bonus?
What is my stealth
12.
bonus? 13.
Oh my
All
bad.
right. So you start working your way into this 30 feet down, and there's a sharp turn to the left, like we talked about, a 90-degree angle. Turning that, you keep working your way deeper into the cave system. You find a series of smaller caves that look like they've been turned into, some of them rooms, some storage, small things, personal possessions, an occasional crate, food. There's a smell starting to get stronger as you're getting deeper into the caves, like something that's died. The smell gets stronger as you round a corner, an area in the cave, and you find a small cavern that has been turned into a holding cell. Metal bars put in place. There's 2 bodies inside of the first one. A woman. Her stomach and chest exploded out. Next to it, a large,
I think she's dead.
like
You're not here.
like almost a dire bear rotting in a corpse next to it.
Oh.
Going further down the hall, you see in other rooms more shapes. Always people and monster. In every case, the person's chest, just like something like a bomb went off inside of it.
Gross. It's always one person and one animal.
In every cell.
Yikes. So she's just gonna kind of stand there and be like, ugh, until everybody else gets there.
As we're walking closer, I'm just like,
Fib, that's not you, is it?
like not to be rude. Like, you know, everybody's got their like thing, and you're a skeleton.
If
but
she turns around to say that, he's actually picking bones off of bodies, and he's like, "No, it ain't me." Putting them into a pack.
It stinks like death in here.
There's a lot of
He's really
down,
stinky.
down the whole hallway. There's just cells full of.
oh god, where'd you
bodies.
come from?
Yeah, I've been sneaking around in here. She's like behind your shoulder. Yeah, every cell has an animal and a human. All of their bodies are just mangled.
Creatures.
James, with
Creatures.
medicine, is there anything I can glean from the exploded chests? Or do I just clarify and
Exploded
verify
chests.
that this exploded chest?
Well, because
Okay.
unless you want to try to like get into these locked cells.
Yeah, are any of them open?
One
They're
or
all
two of them.
locked? One
Some
or
are
two?
locked.
Right.
Yeah, I'll definitely take a look. I'd
Give me
be
a
very
medicine check.
interested.
Wave some hands and detect some magic around here.
Did you say
None
roll
right
it?
now. Yeah,
All right.
roll it. Ooh, what do you got?
25.
Yeah, each of them looked like there was something that expanded rapidly, like an explosion inside of their body.
Okay.
It's at this point, though, that you can hear chanting, prayers coming from somewhere deeper in the cave.
I think there's some people talking down there.
Well, I'll,
ahead, let's go check
I'll
it out.
sneak ahead. I'll go see what it is.
How far ahead are you sneaking from the rest of the group?
I'll go with her.
Okay.
Well, I guess we'll just sneak up till we find the source of the voices.
And what's your stealth bonus?
14.
I almost said Jonas. The two of you are doing your best to sneak closer. Quite a few loose rocks move under your feet, but it doesn't seem like people are noticing as you kind of can see you get closer down to a large room that's lit, and you see a tall robed figure, this mask made out of like animal hides and bones and pieces over their face, two others standing guard next to them, scimitars strapped to each of their backs, as you see a relatively well-dressed man who's strapped down to this like makeshift table, his mouth held open by hooks, as you see them trying to lower this piece of meat that has like vines growing in and around it into his mouth. And tune in next week.
No! Oh.
You drank 3 bottles of champagne.
Poor fella.
We're sorry.
So sorry.
The Live to Die podcast is a production of Live to Die Gaming. Follow us on social media at Live to Die Pod. Want to support us? Check us out at patreon.com/live to die pod. Thanks for listening. Tune in next week for more.